Yeah,
things.
Greg, why don't you tell them about our internal search for products with TEVAS?
Yeah, so we have TEVAS is a criteria, right? So it's something that anytime we do innovation, we want to run through our TEVAS criteria, and that's really experiential for the user. And are we changing the game for the user? And so I talked about building better, but in the process of building better, I mean, TEVAS is important. So the letters in TEVAS stand for something, and T is for time. And so are we making a meaningful difference for them on install time? Because time is money to builders. And time is important even to DIYers and homeowners with products.
Yes.
Because it's time they could be spending on their deck, enjoying it with their kids and their family and grilling and doing whatnot, and not installing product, or building the product. And for the builders, it's important because they can get onto that next deck project, do more decks in a year, potentially with products like these, and put more money in their pocket and do better for their families, right? And so time is important. If you're not changing the game on time, you can't check that box. You might want to think seriously about what you're launching. And so E is for easy, and that can mean easy on the body. It gets them off their knees, standing up. It's easy for them to learn. And so is it a small learning curve? A complicated product for guys like this that have crews out there working is not a good thing. It's got to be easy for them to pull in, show their crews, and they're off and running with it. So easy to do and easy to understand is really important as well. So versatility is another important one. And so are you making a product? I'll take the clip as an example. It's a very versatile product in terms it's a universal fastener. So you can use it virtually with any groove board out there as long as it's a standard type groove, which all the major manufacturers are. And so you've got a product that you can take also from a wood frame to a steel frame now, right?
Yep.
And so it's versatile in frame that you're putting it on, and it's versatile in terms of what type of board you're installing across the board. So you look at things like that in terms of tools or fasteners, making sure you've got some versatility in there. And A is for affordability, and that's a pretty easy one because there's always a tipping point on new innovation or technology or the fastener itself. It's got to be affordable. If it's not affordable and doesn't make sense in the build, they're not going to use the product. Doesn't matter how cool it is, right? So affordability is important. And the S finally is for strength, and you want to build strength into your product. So whether that's holding power for a fastener or durability in a tool, those are all important things. And to be able to go through that criteria is super important to us, and you better be able to check most of those boxes if you're launching something that you think is meaningful in the marketplace.
Yeah, I think if you check all the boxes, then you actually probably have a successful launch.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
There's been times where we've had an innovative product that doesn't meet that criteria and we shelf it.
Do you value some of those more than others? Like if a product doesn't check, if it only checks 4 to 5, do you go back to the drawing table or?
Yeah, I think you look at it and with that kind of perspective, right? Kind of depends on the product itself. And it's not always a bad thing for a company like us to have a Me Too product in the marketplace because it expands our breadth of offering, right?
Yep.
And so just because there's other products maybe similar to ours that are already there, sometimes that's okay.